Hi there, Nicole Kaufman again. Thanks for joining me for part 2 of my toughest client ever. So if you watched in the last video, I kind of ended on a cliffhanger there. And get ready because it's about to get just a little bit more interesting. We'll call it interesting. So after I discovered that indeed my marriage was in trouble too, my husband got fired from his job and we had to move yet again, even further away. I couldn't believe it. Again, just when I thought the court stuff was under control with the custody battle, that poured gasoline on the fire because I moved even further away from everybody and everything, and it just got more complicated. I was beside myself emotionally. Physically, I lost weight and then started to develop really acute urinary tract infections that left me in so much pain and bedridden for days at a time. The end result of which, actually, I had a urologist tell me that he couldn't see anything wrong. And I thought, oh my Lord, all of this is in my head. And I guess it may have been. I think all of my pain, all of my despair, all of my emotions were seating themselves in my body in a way that was just absolutely debilitating. So not only was I mentally decompensating, but then I really felt like I was physically decompensating as well. But there is a silver lining here, and that is that I got an internship at a biofeedback clinic, a neurofeedback clinic in the town that I was living in. They were nothing short of wonderful to me in terms of support, and what I learned was amazing. If you're not familiar with biofeedback or neurofeedback, Google the concept and learn a little bit more. But I had some wonderful teachers. I had some wonderful counselors in the building who taught me a lot. And the most I learned, though, was from the clients who came in. A lot of times they would come to our clinic as a last resort, but sometimes and a lot of times they would see real relief that they had not seen in therapies prior to that. And I began to take this experience along with my book experience of being in my classes and all the theories that I learned, and my practical experience, and then of course my own experience from my own life. And I crushed it up into a mental crucible. And I came up with some key concepts of what it was that could make a huge difference in your life. And it wasn't just one thing. It wasn't just about thinking about your life differently. You had to do a combination of things. And that's what I ended up doing. I put together kind of a regimen for myself that expanded all over the different realms of my life. And the different realms of my life were the physical realm, what I was doing for my body, eating, exercising, breathing. Those are some key physical things that I had to concentrate on. Emotionally, controlling my reactivity, controlling how I took things personally, controlling how I thought about things in a cognitive behavioral therapy kind of way. And all that is to say is that reshaping my thinking around issues really had an impact on my emotions and how I reacted to them. So that was the emotional realm. My relationship realm, oh my goodness, was there work to do there? And I really had to approach my relationship differently, in a matter of speaking. Monetary and finance. Now we know that most marital problems result from something like 60% result from finance issues in the household, and it's not just a lack of money, but it's a lack of how to handle the finances in the household. So that was something that I had to take a real, two-handed approach on as well, for the material aspect of our household. And then finally, spiritually, I felt so disconnected from everyone, from everything. The isolation that I felt was huge. So reconnecting spiritually was really important to my bringing myself back to a balanced sense of self, with clarity, with focus, and with purpose. So I put this formula together, and I researched all of those 5 realms, and with tips, tricks, theories, techniques that worked in each of those 5 areas. And I put them all together in an ebook. So if you were to get my ebook, one of the first things that you would come across, especially with the physical realm, and I expect everybody to start this ebook with this exercise here, and that's the concept of breathing. If you can control your breath, you can control your stress response. So I put a link in my book to an article that talks about the research behind that. And it's amazing what we can do with our stress levels by just being able to control our breath. And it sounds so simple, yet it is the first thing that people forget to do in terms of stress response. So that is something easy, simple, that you can integrate into your life right now. In fact, you can integrate breathing into your life right now, and I guarantee your stress level will reduce by at least a couple of percentage points if you set your alarm each day to breathe. And when I say breathe, don't just breathe. I mean, really take those solid breaths in and solid exhales out. In my ebook, I go into detail about how to do this. And it's an immediate result. I'm telling you, immediate. So that is just one area of your life. And that's a physical exercise that you can do. Set your smartphone for 3 times a day. And you can get this accomplished and really start to bring down your stress level. So in my ebook, and by the way, it's called Hopscotch to Happiness. And it talks about how to bring your life back online and leverage it to your best year ever. And the way to do that is by looking at those 5 different areas that I just talked about. And underneath those 5 different areas, I have a series of techniques, strategies, exercises, if you will. But I'm here to tell you they're not complicated, because my complaint while I was going through everything that I was going through was that I didn't have time for this. I didn't have the patience for it, and everything seemed so rehearsed and contrived and just think positive that I didn't like it. It didn't work for me. So I went to great pains to put together a really usable, accessible set of practices that you can integrate into your life straight away, without a lot of expense, without a lot of effort. And it's easy to do, and you will see some immediate results. In addition to the techniques and everything, I also have available for you some ready-made journal pages. Back when I was going through everything I was going through, of course, everybody was saying, well, just journal about it and think about your thoughts. And I didn't even know if I was thinking in the right way about some of these concepts. And all I did was just ruminate and go in circles logically. With the journal pages that I provide in Hopscotch to Happiness, they will help to guide your thinking and point you in the right direction. And believe me, had I had this then, it would have at least shined some light where there wasn't any, where there was, for me, total confusion over how do we even think about this concept. And so those journal pages will be available for you to download as well. Finally, the key element that was missing for me during this whole journey that I took to get to Hopscotch to Happiness, the key thing that was missing for me was community. And I struggled with that because of moving from state to state with my husband's job at the time. I was trying to put some change into my life. I was trying to do something different, but I didn't have anybody to talk to. I didn't have anybody to bounce these ideas off of. And I was dying for that. That would have made such a huge difference. So in response to that, I have also developed the Hopscotch to Happiness community. And that is a community of folks that are reading the book, that community is doing the exercises, and like I said, 30 days to a little bit of change. So you're going to see some pretty immediate changes once you integrate these concepts into your life. And I thought it would be an awesome way, this Hopscotch to Happiness community, to get together via an online forum. We can talk about the successes that we're having. We can talk about our challenges, what's working, what's not working, and take it to the next level. Make this, really make a difference for you in a way that hasn't in the past. Now, so I've got the ebook with 25 tips that are research-based, that have links to all of the different experts that I bring into the book. I've got these journal pages. I've got the Hopscotch to Happiness community available. And then too, as for a limited time and for a limited number of participants, if you'd like to work with me personally, if you'd like for me to design your Hopscotch to Happiness grid, if you'd like for feedback from me as to what's working and what's not, and maybe some customizable materials, I'll have that option for you as well. And I would love to work with you personally to make this experience the best yet for 2018. So nothing, and I'm here to tell you, everything is really affordable. My book, the journal pages, and the Hopscotch to Happiness community are designed for those of you who are on a budget, for those of you who don't want to dive headlong into a course that's time-consuming, that's expensive, and this is easily doable for you on any budget. So I invite you to take a look. Go on over to my Facebook I think I've got a link here on my Facebook page. Go over to my website. There's a link there on how to sign up for everything. Get that ebook in, get started with it, and I look forward to seeing you. If we're working in person, fantastic. And if not, I'll look forward to seeing you in February. So there you have it. The Hopscotch to Happiness, Set Myself on Fire, Rise from the Ashes plan that will get you where you need to go in terms of 2018 and beyond. So I thank you for your time and your patience. Let me know what questions you have, and let's be awesome together. Have a good one.